Hello everyone, Nubkeks here. Today you're going to be watching a best of 3 show match between a bunch of Master and Grandmaster players on the new map Alterac Pass. And of course, bear in mind, this map is not out in Hero League yet, so this is a chance to get an idea for what that top level Hero League play is going to look like when these guys start playing there. It is casted by myself and KendricSwissh as well, so yeah, I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it.
All right, this is it. Is that could we say that is the first Hero League like game on Alterac Pass ever, without any pros, without any setup, teams?
This is it, man. This is it. We're going in.
All the players are fairly close to one another in terms of skill level.
For the most part, I think like everyone is Master plus. We got a few GMs in here, so it should be a pretty good match. We'll see what these guys can do. I have total faith in my team. I'm sure that none of them are gonna troll or do any interesting tactics. So
wait. You said nobody's gonna troll, but you are Team Horde. Trolling is part of your union.
that is yeah, man. It's true. They're part of the OG Horde.
Oh man.
Most
recently, I had a discussion on stream, and we had like this question. Which race out of all the playable races in World of Warcraft is like the oldest race? Like who's been there first? And actually, I learned something completely new. The trolls are among the oldest races, if not the oldest races on Azeroth.
Yeah, I think that's true. Are night elves, are they descended from elves somehow, or am I mixing that up with like Lord of the Rings?
Dude, the night elves are actually descendants of the trolls.
Ah, that's what it is. Descendant of the trolls.
The night elves are Elune-infused trolls.
Interesting.
So they felt the touch of Elune and became better beings.
I see. And then the blood elves, they've got the touch of salami, right? By the way, we've got an interesting pick here. Your team has actually gone for Abathur first.
Yeah, Team Alliance relies on Zerg tactics and Zerg technology.
I mean, the thing about this map is that the objective is extremely strong, and getting that first objective or two, let's say compared to Infernal Shrines, where you can kind of let them maybe go and do other things, it's pretty important to grab those first objectives, because it can really snowball you forwards. Going for that Abathur is a little bit weaker before level 10. It's a bold move. They're kind of obviously relying on the split soak, maybe some of that zone control with the mines. They think they can make it work.
But Abathur does, of course, have the mule, the only hero who still has it. So even if the Wolf Riders, if they deal a little bit of damage, maybe Abathur is enough to bring them back online. So
he could be. I think what's the second last hero to have mule? Was it Malfurion? He was one of the last.
Could have been Malfurion or Morales. I think it might have been Malfurion actually.
Did Morales have it? I know Malf definitely did.
Absolutely had it.
But I just think it's awesome if the last people to have mule in the game were Malfurion, who's like the archdruid of nature, and then Abathur, who's a Zerg, right?
Crafting a wooden robot.
Yep.
And back in the alpha stages, there were so many heroes who had it. It's crazy. If you imagine, Tyrande had it, Tassadar had it, even a Protoss could summon it for some weird reason.
Yeah. Huh. Let's see. I'm very curious now to see what your team's going to put together here. I like what the red team has done with the Maiev and the Malfurion. They're going for a bit of a dive comp, going to try punish that Abathur pick at the start, I think. You got Johanna and Hanzo. I've never seen those picked at high levels before. This is a real surprise to me.
I mean, who picks Maiev? It's just the most dominant hero of the mid-season brawl,
Yep. So, I mean, Johanna's going to be able to Iron Skin out of that Maiev cage. Valera band! Okay.
Speaking of mid-season brawl, I think... do you remember that one game in which... I don't remember which team it was, but one of the teams there, they ran Abathur and Valera without any support. So maybe they were afraid of these kinds of shenanigans.
Yeah, I didn't actually catch that game, but I did hear about it. I mean, I've played against that combo before, and it's pretty terrifying. If you chain a Valera silence into a Valera clone silence, I mean, you're basically just dead without being able to do anything at all. It's pretty nasty. So that'd be a very powerful way to shut down Malfurion. Dive him with that Valera clone. He can't even get an ice block off.
Has her back there. They said it was Method, and it was indeed Method on Sky Temple. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think actually sometimes, if you want to compare one map to Alterac Pass, or maybe 2, I think would actually be Sky Temple in terms of how important the objective is.
Yeah, I could see that.
And
yeah.
Maybe Tomb in terms of how similar the objectives are. But then again, of course, the Web Weavers, man, the Wheat Weavers, they've got nothing on the cavalry.
No, they're an awful lot weaker for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the probably the bigger difference between the maps is, I mean, Alterac Pass is a lot bigger, and then of course it has a boss at the top and a boss at the bottom, and they're kind of equally balanced. Whereas in Tomb of the Spider Queen, it's often the boss that's the win condition, right? Because the objective kind of opens up the map. Not that strong though, so it won't easily finish the game. But it's opening it up enough to turn it into a boss and push through the top lane that can really secure the game. Vala and Tassadar, that's a classic one.
That's a classic 2016 come right there.
Yep, bringing it back. Okay.
But back to the objective, like on Alterac, I never expected the games to go that long there. I'm not talking about the ARAM here, but the other games we had before that as well, they always lasted past level 20. And when I remember like when we played that on the PTR, or excuse me, PTR.
PTR, yeah.
Then the games were over like 16, 17.
Yeah, they were over a lot quicker. I mean, I think the big difference is that players are learning how to defend the objective better, because you do have such a big defender's advantage. It's closer to your side of the map, so you have your fort, you have your well closer nearby. The defenders that spawn, they actually spawn fairly frequently. They're actually a pretty big aid, and they can capture the point back themselves or just do a bit of damage and distract the enemy team. So I think it's people learning to respect that more. Like you, for example, your team was very good at going and capturing up that null camp during the objective, actually using smart map movement to grab it and have that push going.
The null camp single-handedly can totally demolish the middle keep. It's insane.
It is an absolute monster. Yeah, the null camp is very, very powerful.
I never realized how powerful it was, but maybe they're gonna have to either lower the damage or the armor reduction, or just remove one null. I don't know what it is, but 3 seemed just so crazy with the stacking armor debuff.
Yeah, so far I've kind of liked it actually. I mean, it feels good to have that powerful camp. I feel like the fact that it's through the mid lane, so it's easy to get to and defend against, and that they're mirrored, that the nulls both go down the same lane. That for me kind of balances it out at the moment. But I mean, we'll see what these guys are able to do here in this game.
Oh my god.
We'll see how much damage these nulls are gonna do.
Did Team Alliance just pick 0 Alliance heroes in Team Horde, 0 Horde heroes, but 2 Alliance heroes? I can't believe
Oh man, I mean, well, Illidan was with the Alliance for a little bit, so we'll give him that one. Maybe our Hanzo player here, Nyman, is going to be rocking that Farstrider Hanzo skin. Yep. Is he? No.
Never lucky. Anyways, I'm going to introduce Team Alliance real quick. We're going to give the players a little bit of a spot in the limelight here. We've got Yellow Flash on the Illidong. We've got Legendary Barbecue is playing on the Johanna. Zavalash on Abathur. Nyman is Hanzo. And Arki on the Decker Kane.
Okay, and over the right-hand side of the map, the better team, we have Cascon playing Malfurion, we have Ashkina playing Tassadar, Doge playing Arthas. Looks like it's... not Arthas, sorry, that's a Muradin. I thought it was a Crown Prince Arthas for a second. It is Muradin. Mystify on the... something. On the Vala. And Esdal playing that Maiev.
Esdal, we talked a little bit about that guy. He's supposed to be the ace card in the Horde team. Let's see what he's got. A very, very cool dude. I ran into him a couple of times in Hero League myself until he dropped 10k points. Did he get those points back, by the way?
I've no idea. I mean, let's see how he does here today. At the start, we have Abathur and Illidan actually pushing up through the top lane, immediately going to those lanes to soak. Actually, they're splitting off Maiev on the red team. They're not going to look for that Maiev engage at the start. They're going to try use some of that Vala Tassadar to get a little bit of damage done through the mid lane. But Illidan is answering
Nubkeks, do you remember which observer slot I had and you had? Were you above me?
I think you were... I don't remember. No, I have no idea.
Can you press 1 on your numpad and see if that changes anything on your camera?
That put me into Illidan view. Let me see on the numpad.
On your numpad, sorry.
1. It doesn't do anything. If I press 2...
Yeah, try 2.
No, it just moves it down. Maybe if I put numlock on. Oh yeah, there we go. Number 1. Number 1 numlock did it.
Okay, so you're following my circle
yeah,
movements?
you're circling. There's a Hanzo,
That's awesome,
there's a Maiev.
Then we make sure that we don't talk about different things.
Oh, this is super slick. I like it.
Nice.
Okay, Excellent
Just
work
in
there
time
by
to
the
flash feed.
excellent work by the Alliance team. I mean, Illidan, he was in prison for 10,000 years. It's expected he might be a little bit rusty.
Yeah. I'm just gonna adjust the overlay here real quick because it's currently covering something here.
No worries at all. Maiev actually getting focused down a bit. Gonna be able to jump out. Vault of the Warden's escape there from the combo from Deckard. I mean, up top, actually, seeing as they did kill Illidan, but they didn't have that much in terms of pushing pressure up there. It was just the two support heroes, so they didn't get all that much damage done, and Illidan has just walked right back up there and continued his death ball push, it looks like. He wants that tower, man. That tower's going down. He wants it.
The thing is, Eshkina on the Tasser can bait this so nicely. Just one shield on the structure, and Illidan might take so much ridiculous damage. Oh, look at Doge. He knows from the ARAM that we just played how important those mercenaries are.
Oh, yeah. It can be very dangerous as well to invade those mercenaries. It's pretty easy to secure them for your own team. The terrain just really favors you. And if you do die to it, it's a bit of a disaster. See, Illidan actually trying to smash the wall on the side as well. Illidan, he just really hates the top half.
He's facing not one, but two supports at the same time.
Yeah. Very interesting moves by Team Red. You see, neither team actually managed to go and grab those mercenaries before the objective.
Uh-oh. Oh, Nyman just barely making it out there. Cheeky Hanzo is cheeky.
Cheeky Hanzo. He wasn't even, not for a second, he wasn't scared at all. He knew exactly what he was doing.
He just used his simple geometry to calculate the perfect escape angle.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, the first objective, it only takes 30 seconds to capture it. It does get harder every single time, but this first, I mean, if you fall down, if you lose one hero on this first objective, you can lose that entire objective almost in the blink of an eye. It goes by a lot faster than you would think it would. Let's see what these teams are going to do. Well, we know what Illidan's doing anyway. You can see him on the minimap. He is still up in the top. He is just pushing away. So very interesting strat from Blue. Illidan actually almost takes out Tastar diving behind that wall there. With that Abathur hat, he's lethal. Red team trying to punish this Illidan and Abathur commitment to the top. Illidan actually got taken out. What a disaster for the blue team.
Real. Illidan bit a little more off than he could do there. And that, of course, means now that the Horde team is in a really good position. They don't have to worry about the Illidan and the split push, most importantly. Maiev goes in as Duel, making that work.
Yeah, that was a great dive from the Maiev. Almost pulled them into Malfruits, just slightly desynced there. But the red team, they do have level 7 secured at the moment as well, but pushing in there, the defenders that spawned actually capturing back that point. Definitely being a bit of a problem for them. Vala taken out, Illidan has arrived.
And that is, of course, the strongest moment for every Illidan. When you're on the chase, you're supported by the Abathur. Dodging auto attacks feels good, man. And now it's on to the Tasser. It doesn't have his dimensional shift anymore. That's always like a really important cooldown to keep track of because it's so long. So that now all of a sudden turns Tassadar into a very juicy chasing target. Now look at that, though. The size
Illidan going
to a little bit more, but the Alliance
Illidan gets it. He pushes it through. I mean, without the Vala there to have that single target pressure, very difficult for the red team to actually take care of Illidan. They have AoE damage, but Illidan has defenses. He has a Deckard Cane. Unfortunately, Illidan is being healed up, but Johanna is the one that falls. Ashkina secures the take back there, and it's actually 16 to 17 seconds on this objective.
So close.
Very close. In the meantime, Abathur has been soaking up top. The teams are both fairly even on XP, and Illidan, he spots that top wave being pushed in. He sees a vulnerable structure, and he is going for it. He's going straight in.
He wants it.
He wants it, yeah. I think blue team deciding they don't actually have the map presence with Johanna dying to stay and contest that. They just give up the objective and try to make as much out of it as possible by pushing in top. And he's doing a lot of damage. He's doing a lot of damage.
That's an easy 50%, and if
even
Horde
more
doesn't
than
pay
that
attention, it might actually be the entire fort. But Tasser, of course, here to defend, dropping the plasma shields on the fort to save it. And now here come the Frost Wolf Riders, Nubkeks.
Here they come. Here they come. One of the things I'm really interested to see when we get a little bit later into this game is these guys are actually a lot tankier than you would expect them to be. So one of the things that happened in one of our games was that the Rider spawned basically all the way back at the start of the lane beside its own keep. It just built up this gigantic minion snowball and became this really dangerous push compared to those web weavers on Tomb of the Spider Queen, where they slowly degenerate health. That doesn't happen to these guys. You need to kill them with heroes.
They're so fast.
Yeah, also you can notice this one in the middle has a plus 20 armor rating at the moment. The riders get plus 5 armor for every hero that's within their radius. They also give a, what is it, 30% movement speed boost? 20%?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Pretty big.
It's such a big damage and movement speed boost. And as you said, the more heroes are nearby, the tankier these beasts actually become. And that's actually proven to be quite the issue here for the Alliance right now. Because not only is the Frostwolf Rider pushing it, but also are the enemy
level 10 hits. The dive is coming through.
Deep.
Mystify on the Vala, picking off that kill on about 10% HP. Abathur gets taken out.
No.
That is a disaster.
That is quite
a
disaster indeed. At least the keep is still standing strong. Look at Illidan. He's
Illidan's
not letting go. He's out-racing Doge on that Muradin.
Very important. He needs to secure that level 10 if they want to defend this keep. It looks like they should be able to do it. Illidan has picked up the hunt, which gives him a pseudo-global. He can cover quite a chunk of that map. So make that split pushing a little bit easier to pull off. That is a great move there by Deckard Cain, pulling that Vala back, but the shield from Tassadar, Blessed Shield, comes out as well. And the Hanzo arrow. The cleanse, though. He's still going. He's got to get out alive.
Now, are they going to get Malfurion, though? He's not as fast as Mystify on that Vala, but the heals are looking good. Nyman, a little too slow there on the Hanzo legs. And here comes Estel.
There you go, double support. Estel's got a 1v4 the entire enemy team there. No fear from him. He might be full of some regrets. No, he has his E to get out. He timed that cooldown.
Wow.
Using that level 1 Pursuit of Vengeance talent to reduce the cooldown of that, knowing the limits of his hero.
And now we know why they call him the Betrayer. Illidan has none of it. He's not partaking at all. It's just chilling at the top lane. But at least he managed to destroy that one now. So maybe we're going to see Yellow Flash at his team's side now a little bit more than Yule, by the way. Zavalash here needs to be careful. He died once already on the Slug. A second time would probably be very unforgiving.
It would be, yeah. I mean, that's it, right? When you're playing out, you're allowed to die once as Abathur. You can die once per game.
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, though. Shame on me.
All right,
this is another great engage by Deckard. Ooh, the tornado doesn't actually catch anyone, but they do pick off the Vala. Nice move by them. Maiev, we can see, actually has gone for the containment disc heroic. She hasn't gone for the Warden's Cage, which is perhaps one of the more standard things to see picked up here. I guess they feel like they don't have enough AoE follow-up to really make it worthwhile, and they're going to go for that containment disc, try to lock out. Oh, great move there. We will see. Oh my god, Doge has the Haymaker heroic as well on the Muradin. Another very unusual pick. Actually knocking a Johanna away.
We've been seeing Haymaker almost the entire day today at the Alterac Showdown. It's absolutely amazing. The Lord
the Lord Nado is insane!
Everybody and pushes them to the ford.
Yeah, Nyman was put under huge pressure there in that Hanzo, though Tassadar did a great job focusing him down. Even though Tassadar's damage output is pretty low overall, he had enough to get Hanzo out of that fight and just reduce some of that damage. And there we go. They get the kill on the Hanzo right at the very end, and they're backing off.
Wow. Mystify came back like a wrecking ball there.
He sure did.
Out of the base, right back to the bottom lane, and just deleted the Hanzo. Very nicely done. It's pretty cool because oftentimes Hanzo is labeled the better Vala, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Double support though makes Vala shine nonetheless.
It does.
By the way, is that an auto attack build Vala?
That is an auto attack build Vala. I almost want my team, the Horde team, to lose just because of that. I guess it does make sense though with these particular comps. It's not too bad. They do have that double support comp. You're going to be fighting some fairly extended battles. You can stack up maybe some of those basic attacks, those hatred stacks on these defenders, and then move into the team fight. So maybe it will work out okay, but it is certainly an unusual pick.
Scouting mule for the win.
Essential. Gotta know exactly what the enemy team is doing. You can even put the Abathur hat.
Like he really likes the auto attack build actually. Like he gave me slack several times when I made fun of the build, and he always pops up in the chat, and he's like, the moment I talk about auto attack Vala and make fun of it, he pops out of nowhere and says, "I like the build. It's good, Kendrick. You have no idea what you're talking about, fool."
Mystify is a very good damage player as well. Like I remember probably a couple of years ago when I was first playing HOTS quite a lot. This guy, Mystify, on that Li Ming. He's an absolute terror on that hero, and he's doing great here. Oh, here comes Illidan hunting in on Maiev. Picks her off. He's diving in now on Doge as well, but he's low on life. Mystify landing a 3-person stun there, but he is getting focused down. The Deckard Cain roots just miss, but that Hanzo clone diving forwards does get the kill.
Oh, The Liberation Strike there, a little too late though for the Alliance, because guess what? The Frost Wolves are already riding towards Vandar Stormpike. Now Yellow Flash chasing after Murden. Cascon, is he going to get dove? No.
I think he's going to be all right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the Gnolls are even taking out this one in the middle pretty easily. Yeah. So Alliance the Horde, excuse me, not going to get much value out of these objectives at all. But the nice thing is they do deny it from the blue team, which is pretty important. I can imagine a Hanzo being empowered by one of these Wolf Riders, or they're going to be Ram Riders. It's going to be a pretty scary thing. Oh, he almost saved it. That little mule trucking away. He almost kept it alive.
Oh, top lane is scary, though. Look at Yellow Flash using the jukes here, actually diving right back into the enemy team. Going full unpredictable mode here, but here is Mystifies. Well, he has the stun. Ice Block Bait is online. Yellow Flash in trouble. No reason
has landed this. The hat, though, on the Illidan is what they need to keep him alive. He does fall at the very end, but not before picking off a hero of their own. They're huge Hanzo Harrow, catching a whole load of heroes, but I don't think it's going to be enough. That Johanna caught in that containment disc. He's way out in the middle of nowhere. Maiev dives in, finishes off the kill. I mean,
Johanna really needed another Iron Skin there, but she didn't have it. It was probably on cooldown here, so Legendary Barbecue ends up falling, and the containment disc actually already getting that sweet value. Really not just, you know, trapping enemies, but also preventing them from escaping. So that was kind of cool. Here, the Mule is in the meantime going to repair the middle keep. Very important, guys. The keep actually provide 20 armor respectively to those bosses. You can see 60 armor on Vandar, 60 armor on Drakthar. So the more keeps you destroy, the easier you're going to have a boss attack later on.
Yeah, it makes it significantly easier. I think compared to a regular core, these cores here, Drakthar and Vandar, with 2 keeps are significantly stronger. I think even with 1 keep, they're a bit stronger. It's only when you destroy all 3 keeps that this core is weaker than the regular core we see on the other maps. So it is actually more powerful than it would seem. I think the objective, though, can be so strong that if you get 2 of those cavalry units all the way down the lanes onto the boss, that's when the boss can fall extremely quickly.
Nubkeks, look at that.
Illidan's going sneaky strat. He's going in. He's got the empowered attack speed from the Abathur hat, but in the meantime, Abathur kept busy with Illidan, not there to protect his own teammates on the bottom, and Decker Kane is taken out.
So it looks like the Horde is going to get this objective once more, because without the support, without Decker Kane, there's no way the Alliance can fight this.
No.
So is it worth it that Illidan, first of all, did the boss top lane, and that they also just gave up the objective? I don't know, man, because remember when we played here, all of those Gnolls, by the way.
Those Gnolls are strong.
But when we played the games, we felt like the bosses weren't really doing that much in the early game, right?
Yeah, no, the bosses definitely aren't that strong. I mean, the objective is significantly stronger than any of the bosses are. I mean, even the red team, they could potentially take out, put some good pressure on that bottom fort or that bottom boss as well, and then rotate back up. They've realized, of course, what Illidan was doing now. They see that boss is capped.
Cascon just casually using an ice block. That might bite now.
That might hurt him, all right. That could be a problem. Oh my god, Tassar gets absolutely destroyed in one go. The containment disc comes out, but there's no Twilight Dream. The containment disc came in after the kill. Really good focus fire from the blue team there to pick off Tassar, notoriously one of the hardest heroes in the game to kill. It's still going though. Doge lives with a fraction of HP. The heal comes out from Malfurion. But Yellow Flash, with that Abathur hat, he was looking for more, gets pushed back. The Lornado comes out, but I think Decker Kane is full of regrets. He's pulling them into him, but he's got no support, and he gets taken down. Dominant win here for the red team. In the meantime, that boss is still going strong up in the top lane. And he's actually built up a pretty big wave of minions to assist as well.
Abathur's helping there as well. Abathur can help with the symbiote, right? So this might be a goner if Abathur helps out in time.
I think so. Yeah, there's a fair chance those dwarven riflemen slowly whittling down that keep. Oh, Illidan's been found. The stun, the root.
That's a keep?
I think that's a keep. Yeah, I don't think Tassar can stop it, even with the shields. Nope, it goes down. That's a big win. The first keep actually goes to the blue team. They needed that. They really needed that.
The Alliance really needed something, I fully agree. But they still have 35 seconds on the Illidan before he comes back. So the Horde, though, man, they're going to have to ring the war horns. They're going to have to ring the bells here. The bells, the drums of war, you could say. And they're going to have to get something in return. But, man, the longer the game goes, the harder these Frostwolf Riders are going to scale.
Yep.
So this is going to get mighty scary for the Alliance. 15 seconds until the Patera comes back.
I mean, like, we've all played Alterac Valley and Warcraft. We all know that the Alliance towers are harder to take than the Horde ones. So it's understandable that the Horde tower is the first to fall here. This Wolf Rider, though, is falling very quickly. Hanzo, with those serrated arrows, able to burn it down. Alliance,
it's really good that they keep focusing.
Oh my god, that's huge damage there on Decker Kane. He's still alive, though. The silence comes out from Malf. There we go. Double kill. That's what they needed. There's great potential now that perhaps the red team could even push all the way through. Illidan's trying to deal with that Wolf Rider in the mid lane. The other Wolf Rider from top lane pushing through even despite being down a keep and having to deal with those armored gnolls. There's one keep. There's two keeps. Could this be 3 keeps as well? This is a massive push for the Horde team.
Could this be a triple?
It might be.
Cascon on that Malfurion is putting in that work.
Yeah. Oh, Vala takes him out.
Oh.
And even the Abathur clone going to fall. I think that has to be game over. Only Illidan left with the Abathur hat to try defend this. It has to be it. Yeah. That is going to be the first game. Wow.
Illidan is dead. Okay, now they can
go
definitely
down.
finish off the dwarf. Abathur is trying to help out here with a symbiote. The mule could, in theory, also repair the boss. They do count as structures, but it's too little and too late. Team Horde takes first game. You know, it's just... Alliance likes to give them a little bit of a lead. Otherwise, the Horde players, they turn real faulty. They complain about OP Alliance bunkers. You know, on Alterac, you got to be very gentle with the green skins.
I mean, I never had any doubt that the Horde would pull through. Good job, Horde team. You're doing me proud here. Doing me proud. Mystify turning out the damage. I mean, Hanzo actually topping the stats there in the hero damage front.
Yeah.
They did a good job. They put up the best fight that they could. I mean, Illidan with 6 sets,
Double
though.
support, old school.
Very old school composition. Actually working very well on this map. You know, it's that extra sustain, right? I think that's could be a pretty key thing. That extra bit of sustain, extra bit of healing and support. Being able to push through and, you know, fight through the defenders and the enemy team. That's pretty important. The split push, the split comp, Abathur Illidan, not working out so well for Blue over here. We'll see if they mix it up for game number 2.
Oh yeah, this was just the beginning, guys. If you had joined that game, then you can totally bank on those teams turning on the heat in game number 2 as well. So are you going to host another one? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, let's do a rematch. Let's get the same guys back through into Alterac Pass game number 2. All right, I'm 100% sure here. The Horde. We have a replacement player with Niku filling in for Cascon, but I'm still feeling good.
They all look the same to me.
Whoa, dude! You can't say that. The Horde team banning out the old Horde war chief. Clearly, some political ramifications there to that.
The Sylvanas faction here reigning
definitely
supreme.
Yeah. That is a strong statement there coming out from the red team to start things off. Let's see how Blue answers.
Hey, call them the Alliance, okay? That's the least you can do.
Oh, okay. We'll call them Alliance scum.
Oh,
Alliance dogs.
I want a new co-caster here. I want a new person to work with.
Abathur being banned out. I wonder. Is that a ban against their own teammates? Are we seeing some faction infighting amongst the Alliance as well?
Zamalosh, we're not going to give you that here anymore.
All right, the first pick here. It's going to be
surprising
Genji.
That we haven't seen a Chromie yet, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, Chromie with those traps. That's pretty horrible to have to fight into if you're going to be going forwards into the control point on this map. So Genji coming out, though. Not a huge surprise either. Very powerful team fighting hero. Could quickly turn a bad situation into an extremely dire one if a team tries to take a point and it goes a little bit wrong. Genji finishing off those heroes, getting resets.
Genji is just never going to disappear. Like, he's always going to be good in Heroes of the Storm. I don't think there's ever been a point in time in which we were like, hey, Genji's really trash right now.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, like, at lower levels, he's not as good. But I think that's the thing. You know, these higher skill cap heroes, like, you know, Genji and Hanzo, it's so difficult, I think, to balance those heroes well so that they're good at lower levels, but then they're also good at higher levels. I think what we find with Genji and Hanzo is that, you know, they have to keep nerfing them because they're so dominant, particularly amongst those pro teams. But they can't nerf them so much that they're unpickable in other game modes. So I think, you know, once you have those super high skill cap players, like we see some of these Grandmaster guys in these games showing off, they can make those heroes be extremely dominant.
All right, man. The global game is on. We have a Dehaka this time. The Alliance really likes their globals, it seems. Last game we had the Abathur. This time we're going to have the Dehaka. So I wonder if the Horde is going to respond with something like Falstad, maybe. Who else is still there? ETC with Stage Dive, maybe. But
yeah, I think those heroes could both work extremely well. I mean, it's a pretty scary amount of team fighting here from the Alliance this time around. Unlike that Abathur, who's a bit weaker at the start, and they're very much reliant on that Illidan split push. Dehaka, he's going to have a good solid split push, get some solid XP, and go in. But here we go, Li Ming and Ana.
Could that be a Cho'Gall on the side of the Horde? Could they summon their old ogre buddy
Maybe.
from Warcraft 2?
It'd be so squishy if they did. It would be a very aggressive comp, right? It's all about that. Just blow one person up and really hope you get a kill. Then the Li Ming and Genji resets kick in. Maybe. It could work. We'll see. We'll see what Alliance think. Is it worth banning out, or can they handle it?
It's crazy because you say like double explosion, double reset, right? With Genji and Li Ming. You normally don't see an Ana with that because she's not really that reliable and doesn't have a panic button like to keep Genji alive.
Yeah. I mean, it's very hard. Genji's so mobile. Getting those Ana healing darts it's extremely difficult, right? But Ana does have that nice nano boost synergy with Li Ming. Can really amp up her damage, and that's very, very hard to play around. Li Ming can go crazy. So we actually have Muradin banned away, so the Alliance not scared of that Cho'Gall. They're scared of something beefier, something tankier on the front lines there.
Man, I want to see what Cascon can do in the Ana. Like, he was so good on that mouth last game.
Well, you're gonna
Twilight Dream just melting faces left and right.
You're gonna have to wait for another game though, dude. Cascon got subbed out. He's not in this game.
He's not even there anymore.
No, he's not here.
Dang.
Yeah, he's gone.
So wait, who was the replacement? Nikarasu. Is he a support player?
Niku basically plays everything. Now, one of the Niku specials is a Samuro, which we may see coming out here. I don't know how Samuro would fare into a Dehaka, but it would give the Horde team a bit of that split-soaking map presence value as well. Uther coming out, and a variant.
I like that. Whoever picked the variant here is going to get a hug in real life if we ever get to meet, and he's going to get a giveaway code as well.
Oh.
Promising it right here.
Damn. All right, let's see how the Horde is going to answer. I mean, I like what the Alliance have done here. They've left that final pick, that probably final damage ranged, perhaps, hero, very much open. So they're pretty good to counter pick no matter what support and what tank the Horde team pick up. They can pick a hero that's going to fit in very well into being able to counter that. So, and it's also the team captain over there. So maybe he's been leading his team around this whole time. Get that perfect hero, Diablo. This is a very aggressive.
Still needs kind of with a variant is like someone to apply a little bit of follow-up damage, right? Because Golden is a little slow.
Yes.
Haka's a little slow damage. So maybe
definitely.
a Greymane.
It could be a Greymane. I mean, that's a classic combo. The Greymane Uther. That's going quite a ways back, but I mean, it could be pretty powerful on this map, and especially the new meta build that Greymane does have, where you can go into that inner beast, those inner beast talents. It gives you that mana return. Could actually be pretty good on this map, you know.
I haven't seen a lot of Greymanes in Hero League lately.
No.
In general, I think the hero is currently on an all-time low in terms of popularity. Sure. I still think he can work though. It's not like it's a terrible hero by any means, but. Like you really need to be careful on how you choose your engages now because your damage is a little bit lower than it was before. But they go for Phoenix, man. Ooh,
I like it.
More pokey poke, but also the Planet Cracker, maybe. Who knows?
I mean, so the Horde team here, they've got an extremely aggressive comp. They've got Diablo, Sonya. They both dive in, but they don't dive out. They've got the double resets with Genji, Li Ming. They've got an immense amount of burst damage, and they really want to dive in and pick people off, but it's going to be very hard. They're going to be diving in. Well, first of all, they have to deal with the Dehaka split push pressure across the map. Then they're diving into Gul'dan with his AoE damage, his Horrify. They're going up against Uther, who has Divine Shield. He's got burst healing, can provide armor to just completely protect that kill target. Varian with Protected, if he goes in for that, or the parry otherwise. 2 charges the parry, it's going to be pretty tough for them to actually pick off some kills. I feel like the Horde's going to need a lot of coordination Good shot calling and good confidence in each other to, you know, get a good flank maybe and get that kill.
All right, so we see Legendary Barbecue for the Alliance here on the Varian. He's probably the only person I would respect next to me as a Varian main. He really loves the hero to death.
Awesome.
And then we have Yellow Flash on the Dehaka. You know Yellow Flash is getting serious when he's on Dehaka. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Alliance. We've got Nyman on the Phoenix, Yellow Flash on Dehaka, Arky is playing Gul'dan, Zavalash on Uther, and Varian is being played by my fellow Grand King Legendary Barbecue. And Nubkeks, who do we have on the Horde side?
On the Horde side, we have Mystify playing that Li Ming I was talking about in Game 1. Very excited to see what he can do.
Oh boy, that's his flagship hero.
That is. Nikarasu, he's come in. He's playing the Ana, filling in for Cascon. Can he fill Cascon's shoes? We'll see. Ashkina playing the Sonya Doge on the big Diablo dog. And Esdil is going to be playing the Ninja Genji.
All right. So are you following my camera again?
I am.
Amazing.
Excellent camera work, I do have to say. Very, very smooth, very slick. You do that?
Sometimes I gotta do that.
Yeah?
Like I had to do it in the past in the open division sometimes, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
It actually makes your fingers feel exhausted after a while.
Oh, I'm sure, man. It's very difficult. You know, commentating on its own is hard enough. Commentating and moving the camera, it's tough. Very tough.
You're just talking about video games. That's not real work. That's not a real job.
The Alliance again starting off. They're not really interested in that ARAM brawl in mid lane. They obviously feel that fighting around that the bridge that you've got there with those ice pools not worth doing. They're just going straight to that laning phase. Red team looking for something in mid, don't find it. And we're just some laning goodness.
Sleep Dart goes down on Yellow Flash. Of course, Ana went for piercing darts. So the more sleeping darts hit, the more she's going to work towards that goal.
Yeah, now, finishing that quest off is pretty important. Like that, especially that extra range on those healing darts. That's going to be essential to get those heals onto Genji when he starts going pretty deep. In top lane, we have Sonya against Phoenix. This could be a pretty tough lane for that Sonya. You know, often a very dominant hero. You can see she's already had to tap the well. Very dominant in those solo lanes, but against a ranged hero like Phoenix, it can be almost impossible sometimes to get in there and
especially
to actually get damage
when a
down.
player like Nyman is playing on that Phoenix as well. Like Nyman is a ranged carry main, really good player, open division experience actually. So Ashkina on the Sonya, which is already slightly unfavored in that matchup, is definitely going to have a hard time.
Yeah, all the lanes here for the blue side struggling a little bit. Varian's already Hearthstone to go back. Dehaka low in mid as well. Sonya's taking this opportunity to go over to the null camp while the Li Ming goes up.
Minus 20 armor.
I mean, that is a lot. That adds up to an absolute ton of extra damage. Bear in mind, every extra point of armor or every extra point of negative armor is more impactful than the last. It's just the way that the maths works out. Don't ask me to explain it. That's just what I've heard. But yeah, Sonya's getting fairly beat up by that camp. Hopefully she's able to finish it off. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not okay. She's definitely gonna be able to do it, but she has to use a lot of her healing coming in from Shots of Fury and Warpaint.
Yeah, I mean, like if she was up against a composition like the Horde team has here, you know, where you have those aggressive heroes like Genji that could be looking for that invade, that would be a very scary thing. I guess in this game, you know, the blue team, the Alliance team, they don't have many heroes that are going to be looking, you know, to dive, to sniff out heroes around those merc camps, so she doesn't have that kind of pressure to deal with, at least.
Right, so Doge, by the way, looks like he's going to be going for the W Flame build, which is slowly but surely becoming like the new go-to. Like Diablo, when he got his second rework a few months ago, people weren't really sure. Like we saw some auto tech builds out there, we saw some full Q builds still. But I think the self-sustain, the damage and the ability power and the damage reduction you can get from the flames, it's just so much utility at once by just pressing W that it's oftentimes just the way to go.
Yeah, it gets extremely powerful as well at those later tiers when you get those debilitating flames. You can stack up that damage reduction. That can single-handedly win fights. It's such a powerful ability if you are good at that Diablo. The one thing I'm very curious about is whether he goes for that Lightning Breath, which is, again, another common choice. And then what Sonya's going to pair with it as well. Is she going to take that Berserker? Or is she going to go for Leap and they're just going to dive in really aggressively, try to kill someone? That's a big sleep dart there. Oh, but Doge doesn't have his flip available. And Phoenix is able to teleport out. That could have been a very, very scary moment there for the Alliance team. Phoenix caught out, no shields left, completely in the open, but he makes it out.
Those grenades, by the way, by Ana are so deadly. They can really shut down Uther's healing, who's so dependent on longer cooldowns. But here comes Sonya. The Horde is reinforcing. Where's Yellow Flash? Where's the Haka? It's a 5 versus 4 right now.
Oh, that orb. Oh, the orb from Li Ming almost clipped that Phoenix again with the shields down. But Li Ming, she does hit him, as does the Diablo. That's very important. Every time he takes damage, there we go. Nyman getting hit again. It stops those shields from regenerating, completely resets the cooldown. Now, at the same time, the Haka is soaking up a storm at top lane, so the teams are still even in XP. We see Dahaka, here he goes. He's burrowing in behind. This is the fight that blue team needs. Doge is still pretty deep in there. Good burrow by Yellow Flash. Dodges actually the dart from the Ana. They've caught Tung there on the Sonya, but she's still alive and she's whirlwinding. She's staying healthy.
Spinning to winning. Ashkina absorbed a lot of that damage. Now, needs to be careful though. Nikarasu will slowly but surely bring him back to good shape. And look at that. The Alliance stopped it at 6.9 seconds. That's a good thing. You don't really have to stress yourself out anymore because you can stop the bar from channeling. Even the minions can do it, which is sometimes really cool to see, like the footmen and the peons. Oh, sorry, the grunts. They can do that too. So these PvE minions are definitely something you got to keep in check as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, one of the big things is that it just stops even. A lot of heroes can't take those camps solo. A hero like Sonya Dahaka probably could, but a lot of other heroes, if there's any minions alive, can't. Now, this is a great move by the Horde. The Alliance gets a little bit greedy. They go for that Null camp. You can see they're almost finished it there. The Horde sniff them out. They know exactly what the Alliance is planning, and they simply walk in, and they cap the objective. The Alliance in no position to respond. So just out macro play there. Very smart by the Horde, putting themselves in the mind of the Alliance team, and they exploit that.
That variant, by the way, absolutely glorious. I'm loving it. Oh, the taunt on the Ana. That could have been what they needed.
That is what they needed, and she goes down.
Whoa! Can they make it too? Doge actually felt the licky sticky tongue, but
I think he's gonna be okay. That speed boost coming from that Wolf Rider will get him out. Yeah, red team, after making a great macro call, they overstep a little bit. They're going in, getting killed right before that Wolf Rider arrives. That's gotta hurt. Definitely gonna neutralize some of that value. But Dahak is in mid. Top lane. That's a big push.
Ashkina is just saying, all your base are belong to us right now because he's tearing down the gate. He's tearing down the fort most likely.
Yeah, that fort's definitely gonna die. Again, that four-man team is pretty powerful. It is a taunt variant as well, of course, so
true.
We'll lock those
so the Alliance
down.
are getting the kills, but the Horde is getting the damage.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, losing that objective definitely hurts. I mean, there's just no way to stop it. Even if you play it perfectly, this first objective, it is going to destroy structures, it is going to generate XP. There's no way to stop it.
Clean 5-man team wipe right before they spawn, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But other than that, it's just so hard. And look at the minion wave. You talked about this earlier, Nubkeks.
It's huge. Yeah.
This objective
crazy.
Stacks up your minions, your own minions, so hard because it absorbs all the damage.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, it can be extremely dangerous. You know, those minions... I actually was trying an Azmodan on this map before because of that, right? See, okay, well, that General of Hell, he empowers those minions, makes them do more damage. That could be insanely strong.
Did it work out?
It worked okay. You see, the problem that we ran into was that the Azmodan's just not that great early game. His team fighting's not as good, so it becomes difficult to capture the objective. But if you did have a comp that was able to, with the 4-man, win those team fights and pressure that objective early, I think it could be really strong. Yeah, you do have to have a decent early game on this map to stand a chance.
Oh, big corruption there coming in from Arky. In the meantime, they found a Genji.
That's a big taunt on the Genji. He's down to 20% health there. Yeah, Sonya caps that mid camp.
There.
This is pretty interesting. Dahake's putting pressure on up top. Sonya's got that pressure in the mid lane. And there's this big team fight happening down in the bottom. Dahaka could join in here. That's huge damage. What a great cleanse there from the Uther. That was huge. Amazing work from Zavalash. Unfortunately, Gul'dan does go down, and Phoenix goes down as well as he's casting that Purifier Beam. Yep.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a Mystify. A classic Mystify. He has played, I don't know how many games he played, but definitely
over
more
1,000
than
at least,
games. And he will take your life. He will find that opening, and Nyman plus Gul'dan, Arky, I believe it was, man. They were just popping off.
Yeah, that nano boost on the Li Ming. You give a great Li Ming player that nano boost, and it's absolutely terrifying.
Like a wet dream come true. Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was starting off pretty well for the blue team. I thought that red, the Horde was definitely going to kill that Phoenix. with that Diablo stun, but that cleanse from Uther actually saved him, let him teleport away. Still went down in the end, though.
Still went down, and Yellow Flash, man, he's trapped in that top lane, it seems.
Just can't get out, yeah. He just can't get down and join the team. And even more difficult now because they're down that level 13 talent tier. They're going to have to put up a very substantial defense. They're going to have to survive here, probably until they get that level 13 talent to even have a chance of taking this fight. So pretty tough situation for them. And they don't have that top 4 to retreat to either. Only the mid one with no well. Mind you, no well to tap for them.
Any super big Horrifies, right? So that really speaks for the Horde team. They're not clumping up too much.
Yeah, that's a great taunt. Fear comes out.
Gets feared away, though.
She's still alive. They don't have enough dive to pick her off.
The Genji.
But that was a great tongue. There we go. Genji goes down. That's one. But all the blue team are pretty low. There's the lightning breath. Legendary Barbecue gets taken out. Mystifies on the killing spree.
Wow.
Divine shields to protect that Gul'dan.
I think Varian would have needed it, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
There was probably a little bit of miscommunication. Dahaka falls as well. The Horde is on fire right now, taking one hero after the other. And they also have the 13 advantage. But man, if that Divine Shield gets popped on the Varian there, you actually block the reset off Li Ming and can maybe turn on her. Because those aggressive blinks, dude, they sometimes backfire.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one of the strengths, and the Horde are playing it really well, is that every single one of their heroes can be dangerous. It's just so difficult for the Uther. He has to be paying attention to 10 different things at a time. You know, Genji, Li Ming, super dangerous. Diablo with the CC and the combos. Sonya, very high damage hero as well. That's tough for Uther. You know, very easy to get distracted by one single thing. Genji going in with the X-Strike didn't hit too much, but the damage is still going out.
Damage is still going strong here, and keep in mind, not only do they have Li Ming who benefits off a kill, but also the Genji, and here they find Uther. Unlucky for the Alliance. Well met, no more.
Yeah, I think Phoenix might go down. No, he walks out alive. But yeah, that's tough. Really good work by the Horde again, just pressuring in. The Alliance desperate to try to stop that objective coming through. They're in serious danger of losing, I would say, multiple keeps here at this point. So they needed to force that fight. And they just...
this could be Vander's end.
It could be, yeah. They just did not have that level 13 talent for that. They just fallen too far behind, lost a couple too many heroes. Even with all that split soak from the Dahaka, couldn't keep up with the talents and paid a pretty heavy price for it.
Man.
This keep is dying even before the objective arrives.
Good damage here by Nyman. In comes the counter lightning breath, though. Mystifies kind of low, took a little bit of poke damage.
Yeah, Nyman has to watch out. That Diablo could stun him. There's the cleanse. Keeps him alive. The stun from Uther as well stops him. In the meantime, they're diving behind. Ashkina gets taken out. Mystifies low on life as well. That's a big fear.
Fear's good on the S-duel, but he got stunned mid-jump. Does he have any more escape tools? Yes, he has a Swift Strike in the last second. Nyman is on the chase. X-Strike to get out of their XD. Well. You're not going to get me this time. But look at that. Mystify. He's baiting. He's B-stepping. The Horde is BM as always.
In the meantime, though, that top objective actually made it onto the core. It's doing some damage. The core will heal it up. But mid lane and bot lane, blue team, they couldn't keep chasing the Alliance. They just had to come back to defend their keeps, because otherwise those keeps could have gone down.
You know what? That is acceptable for the Alliance. Only losing one keep because top would have fallen anyways. They managed to get a kill. They managed to get a little bit of soaking done. They're almost 15. Once 16 hits, they can fight on even terms again. So I don't totally hate the position the Alliance is in right now.
No, I think that went very well for them. They did a clever thing, which is instead of fighting within the objective with all of its damage and movement speed boosts, they just dived right on past it. They said, okay, your cavalry, your rider can just go straight on to our core. Take out the keep, go on to the core. That's fine. We'll just ignore him. We're going to take out your heroes. And then with the breathing room that buys us, we'll be able to defend the other keeps.
Uh-oh. This is bad news right there.
Yeah, that's two heroes dead.
Not ready.
Genji might go down, no protected at the last second. Might save him. He's out of range of the Phoenix. And Phoenix is now pretty deep as well.
Yep. Nyman, he's trying to make something
He's chasing.
Here.
He wants him, but Genji just Swift strikes away. Not the best hero to chase. Now Nyman's on a run. Let's see if he can get out. Legendary Barbecue's coming up to support.
Now Varian is caught between two sides.
Yes.
Gonna pressure Nikarasu a little bit, but needs to get the hell out of there. Uh-oh.
Yeah. That's it. Varian's having flashbacks to the Broken Shore. He came to help his friend and was abandoned. And he's taken out again. Too soon.
You can't do that, Nubkeks. Too soon.
Yeah, I mean, this
wonderful damage here by the Horde.
That's huge. I think that's enough. Yep, that's just enough. Even with that heal from Uther, Gul'dan is taken out.
And you know what one of the major problems here is for the Alliance? I think they're lacking the slows, to be honest. Nyman, whenever he unleashes a Purification Salvo, it doesn't deal the bonus damage because the only slow they have is kind of like the Varian Q, which is not super reliable, and his own Laser Beam, of course. So, in the Genji man S-Duel, he survives time after time after time.
Yeah, I mean, the Alliance, they have a ton of AoE damage. You know, that Gul'dan, the Phoenix, the Dahaka. They don't have a ton of that single target damage, though. So they are kind of struggling to actually get those kills on these squishier heroes. Struggling to punish the Horde when they go in for those dives. Luckily, they do have level 16 here. I was worried this objective might be a repeat of the last one, where the Alliance are forced to take a fight in desperation before they have that talent here. At least they have equalized the talents now. They are down 2 levels of scaling. Yellow Flash is in the back. There he goes. He's diving in. He's very low on life. He gets the isolation out, but
he's healing.
He's healing up. There we go. The Divine Shield has to come up to keep him alive. They do stop the capture, or the uncapture, I should say, on the Horde Riders. But Phoenix getting focused down by Sonya in the meantime. Genji dives in. He gets feared and taunted, overlapping that CC a little bit. They're so low, the Alliance. They're on the run. It's not looking good. There we go. The reset's coming out. Sleep Dart misses from Ana. Might allow Zavalash to escape, but Legendary Barbecue is picked off.
Sorry. Nubkeks. The triple kill was denied by Doge. You could have gotten so many points there from Li Ming. Mystify already had 2, but then came Diablo and said, we're not going to give those bonus points to the Horde.
Look at this guy. Goddamn. He sleeper agent for Kendrick. That's what Doge is right there. It's 7-4 to Kendrick in the Alliance right now. That would have been what we needed. Nubkeks team would have taken the lead.
10 seconds, 9 seconds until 2 damage dealers are coming back for the Alliance. Gul'dan and Phoenix. Is it going to be soon enough? Is it going to be
this is pretty brave. They're going straight for the core. They've just completely ignored the objective. I would have thought that's a much safer way to end this. The Alliance is respawning. Ashkina is super low. The keep is helping as well.
And here goes
Vandar falls.
He's down 1/3 of his HP.
Third himself.
Low,
level 20 has come in for the Horde. That might be what they need. But Nyman is just churning out the damage here. Vandar helping as well. He's whirlwinding through the entire Horde team. Ashkina's super low. Down goes Ana as well. And Vandar is still strong. Mystify, he's got no mana. He doesn't have anything left. Diablo, he is going to go down. There's no way he survives this either. There go his souls. And now he's going to be weaker than he was. Mystify is running, but again, he's got no mana.
Crazy hold, and guess what,
4,000
guys? The boss
HP
is going to regenerate. It's not like the shields are gone or the HP is gone forever. No, he's going to regenerate all the way up. So the only thing that the Horde still has right now is, of course, the 2-level lead. But 2 members, Sonya and Ana, are still dead for another 30 seconds. And keep in mind, Diablo is a baby Diablo right now. He's tiny. He doesn't have the souls left anymore. He's going to fall again.
He's dead again. Down he goes. Doge, sleeper agent Doge strikes once again. He is handing a nice kill over to the Alliance there. Yeah, I bet the Horde are full of regrets right now. If only they had just stepped back with 1 person to secure that. Send that Sonya maybe to secure that objective. They only have 12 seconds left. And this objective, unlike some others in the game, this is a binary thing. You either get it or you don't. You know, all those seconds they've channeled aren't going to be worth anything if they don't actually complete it.
Exactly.
26 seconds left now. Diablo's not alive for 30. There's no way that he makes it. If the Horde are going to fight this, they're going to have to fight a 4v5. They're looking for it. Ezreal's looking for the kill. The X-Strike doesn't land. Variant more than healthy. Uther's there to back him up as well. Those grunts, they're trying their best. Here they come, coming out of their huts. Their spiky orcish huts, trying to capture that objective back.
Where's Dahaka?
That's a huge purification salvo and stacked with a fear as well. They're so low. Mystify is empowered. Maybe he can get the kill here. Legendary Barbecue so low. There we go. They get it. Mystify's got 1. He's got 2. He's gonna get 3 as well. Can he get 4?
Sonya did it.
Sonya!
Oh!
They got the triple kill. Go Sonya, go. Get the quadra. I want those points. All right, Estel's gonna finish him off. Oh, okay.
He could still get it though, maybe.
Maybe. It might be too late. Li Ming finishes him off.
Ooh.
Wow.
Sonya with a triple kill here. And the Horde is probably going to stampede towards the victory here. Vandar is already weak and he's currently healing up. The Ram Riders are trying to hold the minis at bay. That is actually going to be a big thing. It's only the heroes. Can only the heroes do it against a full HP boss?
Easily, yeah. I don't think Vandar stands a chance here at all. Once those towers go down, it's very difficult to keep him alive. The Ram Riders, they're not going to help. They're riding right on past.
Oh, man.
They have the enemy fortifications in sight, not paying any attention to their own boss at all. Poor Vandar, he gets taken down.
Wow. And with that
triple
game. Kill by Eshkina on the Sonya, that's another 3 points. And guess what? That makes 4 points total.
Oh.
And that causes single-handedly the Horde to take over by 1 point.
Excellent.
I can't believe.
Ashkina MVP. I thought I was very scared for the Horde team there, but they fought that fight so well. 4v5, I think it was, and they were able to take him out, just completely wipe the enemy. Was that a perfect team wipe actually? Would that happen in one fight? Because that's another goal. That's another goal. Did it happen?
I think it happened, man.
I think it happened.
I think all 5 members there in one team fight died, dude.
Oh, that could be another 3 points. Oh, man, the Horde in one fell swoop. No. Powering ahead.
It takes over. It's 11 points now, 11 to 7. 7-11, not sponsored even.
Oh, man, you can see the Li Ming damage there at the end. Mystify, 0 deaths, 85,000 hero damage.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Even churned out 137 siege damage as well. That's crazy too.
And that means the Alliance is down in that best of 3, in the Masters best of 3, mind you. We're going to have another one with players below Masters. So anything from bronze to diamond, I think, is welcome and allowed.
Yeah, Mystify, by the way.
Players there, right?
He has over 2,000 games on Li Ming. Almost 2,500 with a 77% win rate.
The Horde Mystify. I should have never done it.
That was your mistake, man. That was your mistake.
I'm not even sure if Mystify is a Horde main. I think he is. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the taunts coming in soon. Yellow Flash, get out of here. We're going to unmod him for shame for display. We're going to unmod him.